All right, so a lot of people are having trouble with the Great Ghisarma. So you need a you don't have to have a perfect team for this, but the general idea is to have some breakers for the first turn. In this case, I want Lars because he has a 5 hit. Fior is great. I'm just going to attack ×4 here. Corrin would also be great because he can Peacock Slash, which is super nice. My Fior does more damage than my Corrin right now because Corrin's not 100. Fior is. So I'm just using her instead. Lars has a 5 hit, so he's automatically in. If you don't have Lars, 4 hit here is okay. It just changes the math a little bit on your breaks, but that's not really a big deal. You also want some magic breakers. Sophia is perfect. Cyrus is great. They're pretty much ideal. You could also use old girl with a 3-hit thunder. Cyrus's little apprentice girl. I can't think of her name for some reason. I apologize, but she would be great. She has a 3-hit thunder. You could, for this turn, you could use Xanta with his 5-hit bow. Ophelia works here with her 4-hit light. She's great. This is the team that I settled on just because I could use Ophelia instead of Alpin, but I do use his pomegranate here. So this is just generally my first turn. I'm getting 9, 10, 11, 12 hits. And then the next turn, Sophia is going to jump out with Raging. So that's 9 hits. I'm using Ritu because she is an AOE breaker, like a breaker that doesn't do damage that to one of these elements. Because if you hit him with one of the weaknesses on this turn, he will wreck your face, and you will regret it because he's going to counter you, and then he's going to hit you at the end of the turn, and you're probably dead. So what you want to do is you're fine to hit magic here. You do not want to hit anything else. Because he will come at you. He's like, come at me, bro, and he means it. So I'm going to do 9 hits and just heal again here. I don't want to do anything with Heathcote quite yet, but he will be used at a certain point. That's why I have 3 thieves in the back. And then Fior and Sophia, just because I want to use Fior to kill with later. She slaps, and Sophia is a great magic breaker. So none of that really matters there. From here, what I'm going to do is actually just go ahead and break with Lars. I'm going to Pomegranate. I'm going to Glacius, and I'm going to Glacius. And that is this turn. This is going to do quite a bit of damage and also set me up for a repeat turn, which is going to be great. Now, I could theoretically use triple on the first turn and still break there with Fior, and then I could be using her Crumbling Cut. Here, I chose not to do it that way because I just didn't. But that is an alternate way to do this. Generally, you probably don't want to enter this fight with such low SP, but it's completely fine. So here, everybody already has Regen. I'm not going to Pomegranate again. It doesn't matter. Here, I'm just going to go ahead and get some damage in with Heathcote, and I'm going to go ahead and slap pretty hard with Lars here. So this should do a pretty significant chunk of damage, but it will not die. And part of the reason I'm not going super hard on a perfect team here is to give you an idea of how to approach the fight rather than just LOL smash it. This is going to do a considerable amount of damage here. From here, anything that you hit it with, it will lock that out, so we're not going to do that. What we're going to do is use Thieves to AoE break. We're going to physically attack with her because he won't counterattack the Tome Slap, which is great. And then, of course, off target AoE breaks work perfectly. AoE or, thief cracks, shield cracks, as I should call them, are great here. There won't be a counterattack, and we'll get the shields down, which is perfect. And then we're basically just going to switch here so that Sophia doesn't die or anything. I don't really care if Heathcote dies. His job is technically done as of this turn, regardless. So that's the move. Paralysis there is nice. And there we go. Okay, so that's nice. So from here, I'm I'm actually just going to go ahead and do one more turn. Well, so I have a choice here. I can do this. He's going to get slapped, and it'll lock out sword, but that shouldn't matter. I'm just going to pomegranate, and then he will crack, and then crumbling cut will smash pretty hard, and then I can just follow it with a round of ults. But that is going to get slapped. So you can choose to just take another AoE break turn. I decided that I just want to go ahead and get the break on and kill. So that's what I did. Now, that's a general way to take the fight, is a row full of breakers and then a row full of shield cracks. In this case, I'm using Heathcote, I'm using Ritu, and I'm using Therion. But of course, Viola would also work. If you have Adele, she would also work. If you have Falco, he would also work. If you don't have any of those, the 4-star thieves would also work. So you have a lot of options there. The front row can be any bow user. Xanta's perfect. Lars is ideal. Corin's ideal. Fiora is great. Cyrus, Sophia, Ophelia. There's quite a few. Therese, that's who I was trying to think of. She's great. So lots of options there to take that fight pretty cleanly. Just wanted to give you a little bit of a walkthrough on how to do that fight. Cool.